Hello, travelers. I am Paul, and this is Travels with PMB. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. If you are returning, welcome back to my channel. What do I focus on with this channel? I focus on all things travel, whether it be a cruise, all inclusive resorts, restaurant reviews, concerts, and so much more. Also, I am a travel advisor. And so, if you are looking for that dream vacation, make sure you check me out by emailing bookwithpmb@gmail.com. So, we are getting ready to start the live, and it starts in. Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. How is everybody? I hope your Monday was great and your week was even better. I had a good day. I had an eventful weekend, and I'm going to share my weekend with those who are members. So I'm going to share my weekend and what I did and how it was on a members only video, just to kind of just catch up, and then some future things that is happening with the channel. And so, you know how I do. We always go through the chat and see who's here and see how everybody's Monday and how everybody's week was. Hey, Liz, she beat Shay. Liz was first. Happy Monday, Liz. Hope everything is well. Happy Monday, Shay. How you doing? How was your week? How was everybody's week? Let me know how everybody's week was. Hectic is okay. Could be better. Let's see. On the go, hey YOLO, happy Monday. Hope you had a great week. And we seen and Lagesha, happy Monday. Hope you had a great Monday and had a even better week. And so we are here. I'm caught up with the chat already. Look at that. Chris is here. Nips. Happy Monday. Hope you had a great day and even a better week. We're saying hi to each other. How was everybody's week? Talk back to me. Let me know. Because I asked a question, but how was everybody's week? How was your Monday? I know sometimes Monday can be rough going from the weekend and going back to work and things of that nature. So, especially if you had a great weekend or if you had a busy weekend, then you feel like you didn't get a chance to rest and recuperate. And here we go. Monday's here, and here we are back to work. This week is off to a great start. Oh, that's good. Great. Shade, I'm glad. Uh, so YOLO says so. Liz, Monday was good. Took the day off and did a bunch of editing. Oh, so even though you took the day off, you really didn't get a chance to relax. Hey Bill, happy Monday. Thanks for coming through. How was your Monday, Bill? How was your week? I know you're gearing up for that Greece trip. I'm so excited to see the content that comes out of that. One day I'm gonna get over there. Um, Busy weekend, yes. Today was a Friday, so great. Friday, that means tomorrow you're off. Does that mean that you have off tomorrow? We're saying hi to Bill. We're saying hi to each other. Need more rest today and in the middle of a project at work. Okay, I got you. I got you. I understand that. Oh no, Mr. Bill. Chris. And so, yeah, Chris is going on this great vacation to Greece. And so, if you don't know, On the Go with YOLO has done things with regards to Greece, if you haven't seen that footage. And so, here we are, Raquel and all these other people. Bill is going on a great vacation to Greece. I was looking at that for a client actually. I was really looking at that cruise, and I had mentioned it in a live before. Maybe not the 7 day, but Celestial does do like a 5 day, but they really pack it in. Where some days they'll do two ports in one day. And so in that case, it's really not about the ship. It's really about getting to the ports and enjoying the ports. And then I was thinking about if I did a 5 day like that, then I would probably tack on 2 days in Athens before, and then once the cruise is over, then just head back home. I'm retired, so every day is a weekend. One day, Bill. One day we're gonna get there right with you, so that every day is a weekend. The good life, Bill. The good life. Exactly. Exactly. Yolo videos are a must watch. If you have not seen her videos, she goes to places I have never been. Even the she did the Norwegian fjords, but even in that, there's places I did because there's always different itineraries. There's places I went to that she did not go. So it's a different experience. And I could kind of look and see like, okay, maybe I can go back and do another Norwegian fjords, maybe go to those ports and enjoy those ports as well. Because some of the scenery for the ports I didn't go to that I saw was just so beautiful. And so she has great footage. And so I talked about this, about wanting to travel more and go beyond just the ordinary Caribbean, and just there's so much in the world to see. And I love it when content creators is going beyond just the Caribbean all the time, and things ports that is leaving from America and trying to branch out and see the world. So there's so much beautiful places, and Bill is known for that. Japan and all these different areas and things he's went to, and so it's great. I'm retired. I'm diamond. Yeah, yeah, we know. Don't hate on Bill. 2 days is good, but I recommend three at least. Okay, for Athens, at least 3 days for Athens. That's to be done. It's a lot of, I like history. I don't know about everybody else. Some people may not like history. I love history, learning about history, some things that you kind of known from growing up or just in school. And all of a sudden now you're in the face. You are in the area where it was. And to be able to see some of the things that I saw when I saw her video on Athens, and going around and seeing the things that they treasure the past. There are places that they treasure the past. They won't try to reconstruct it. And so therefore this was what it was. This was what it was, and this was the place it was. It would just be like if you went to Rome and they would try to, rebuild the Colosseum. No, this is what it was. This is how it is now, and we can tell the story about it. And this is what they did in this place in the past. And so I just love history. Norway is a big country, so much to see, so much to see. Hate is gonna hate. We love you, Bill. Yes, we do. And so one of my so let's go forward. One of my things that I'm caught up in the chat, one of my surveys that I did last week was, are you planning on going on Royal Caribbean Star of the Seas within the next year? And so the survey says yes, 28%, no, 72% of those that voted said that they are not going on Star of the Seas in the next year. And so one of the things that came up in conversation was, is it really different? Is it bigger than the Icon of the Seas? What's really different? And so I have some information here I want to go through. And some of the information is from Cruise Critic. I'm sure you've heard of Cruise Critic. And so I want to go through it, and kind of it breaks down what are the similarities between the two. And my question to you is, not as content creators, because we know as content creators we go to get that content, right? Whether you're invited on by the cruise line or whatever it is, or you decide I'm going to just pay that money and go on that particular cruise. So my question is, after I read kind of the similarities, would you pay the difference? Say, for example, Icon and Star of the Seas going to the same locations. They're leaving out of different ports, but say they go to the same itinerary, and Star is more expensive. Are you going to pay the difference just because it's newer, based upon some of these differences? As I said, so then you would have to put on your hat as being a passenger, somebody who may love Royal, not as a content creator, because sometimes I think we, as content creators, we will do things just because to get the content, and we know that if we do something that's first, that's new, that it'd be more likely that we'd get the views, subscribers, and so we do things of that nature because it's new. So, is it bigger than Icon? And so, according to this, the length is identical. So I keep seeing things that says that it's bigger or it's the biggest, and so like every ship that comes out, they keep claiming, and I don't know, Royal's not really claiming it. I think people are claiming it more than Royal, that it's the biggest in the world, it's the biggest in the world. So every time another one comes out, it's the biggest in the world. So the length is identical with 1,196 feet. So the claims necessarily that it's like bigger is not so much true, but it really sounds good, right? Because something is newer, so then even if it's an inch bigger, if it's a centimeter bigger, or in the minds of people that it is going to be bigger because they were moving in that way, and so therefore Star of the Seas bigger. But when we look at the specs, is not bigger. So both ships are identical in size. Carrying up to 5,610 passengers at double occupancy, sharing bragging rights to be the biggest cruise ships in the world. Right. So no hands down the biggest cruise ships in the world. Star of the Seas and Icon both far more similarities than they do differences. So right away, there's not a lot of differences. Are we willing to pay the price as consumers for not a lot of differences, right? Including being the line's first liquefied natural gas powered ships, and each featuring golden retriever mascots, Rover and Icon, and Sail of the Star. They both span 20 decks. Same thing. Carry the same amount of cabins, are defined by 8 neighborhoods. Same thing, including family friendly Surfside and Lux Suite Zone. There are some subtle differences in the themes, including the theme of some of the dining and entertainment venues and the home port of each ship. One ship is out of Miami, one ship is out of Port Canaveral. And so Star of the Sea, six water slides at category 6, including the joint tallest slide at sea, Frightening Bolt, and Teeter on the Brink of Crown's Edge, Skywalk, and Ropes Course, all entertainment, the sports deck area. Road test the expanded menus at the Aquadome Market and Lincoln Park Supper Club, and watch your kids have time of their lives at the enhanced Surfside neighborhood with dedication splash pools and tweens play area. So subtle differences, small differences. So when I was reading on it, Lincoln Park Supper Club is reminiscent of Chicago in terms of, and so Icon has something like Empire Supper Club, and that's reminiscent of New York. So different layout, different theme of that particular restaurant, but at the end of the day, really no differences. And then Star of the Sea now introduced something called it introduced something called Find My Kid. It shows like a new feature on Star of the Seas. If you're an individual that has ever been on Princess has it that you can find anyone in your party. You just link up your rooms together, your names together in the app, and as long as you have permission with that individual, you can find anybody through the app on the ship in your party. And so they have a feature where it's Find My Kid, where it allows parents to see their children's locations aboard via the deck map. And so, not new technology, but maybe Royal is doing it first with the kids and then maybe going to branch it out to everybody. So maybe they're trying to start it off with Star of the Seas. And so these are some of the things that is kind of different. Now, hearing those differences, the small differences, is it enough if you were just a consumer? If you were just a consumer, is it enough to really pay a difference in price just to go on the ship, right? for the same itineraries, because you know it's going these ships are going to do same similar itineraries as the other one. They're going to go to certain places in the Caribbean. You know, Coco Cay is going to be the major place that they go to. But is it enough for you to say, like, I'm going to pay that additional price, that big price to go on Star of the Seas? Let's see what the chat says. Right, travels with PMP. The U.S. is only a couple hundred years old. European countries are thousands of years old. Yes, when it comes to going on a place, just going to different places. And so there is, in other words, Yo was saying that there's so much history in other places more than the US, so much to be able to go to and see. And so why not be able to explore it? Try to put it on your bucket list. You know, in the next year or so, just try to do one cruise like out of Europe or something. Just go somewhere and say, like, you know what, even if it's a short one, because they do have short cruises out in Europe, right? Depending on where you want to go, just say you just want to put your foot on the ground. And there's 4 day cruises, 5 day cruises, just like they have in the US. They have short cruises that you can go to different locations and just try it for yourself and just like, okay, did something different that I never did before. And if it's a shorter cruise, then it'll be cheaper. Of course, you have to pay that flight to get over to Europe. But you know, try it for yourself, plan it out for a little bit, and just see how that goes. No plans at the moment for me. No plans to go. How big is it? Liz. Hey there, Paul and Chad. Hey, Keisha. Happy Monday. Hey, Paul. Hey, Big Murph, and to everyone in the chat, I hope everyone is having. So, Big Murph was on Star of the Seas, and so that was his first one, and so he really doesn't have anything to compare it against, and so I know that he had a blast. I'm not sure if he got it for a good deal, but I know he had a blast. Thank you for coming through, Big Murph. We're saying hi to each other. Hey, Rockwell. Now, thank you for coming through. We just kind of talking. We're just talking about some of the differences right now between Star of the Season Icon. Not many. Um, not many differences as I talked about. And so we just want to, I just wanted to kind of put out there, if there's, as a consumer, not as a individual that is going to record, if you're a consumer and you know that there were not much differences between the ships, would it be something you'd want to try out anyway? Or would the differences have to be really like big? Would the differences have to be like, you know, okay, there's total new restaurants, all new different bars. The layout is different, you know. So one thing that is different also, they are bringing to Star of the Seas also Back to the Future Broadway play, and so that's a difference. That is kind of a really good thing as well. And so they're bringing that also. Is that enough of a draw for you to decide I want to come on it? You know, some of these cruises are expensive. I looked at some of the quotes, some of the prices. I saw Rockwell do like a little, I think it was a short. And then Rockwell doing the short, what she did was say, these are the sale prices. And even in the sale prices, she had to come back and say in another video, she said, if you're looking for prices lower than this, you're not going to get it. In other words, people were looking at really great bargains, and you're not going to get it. For those cruises. You're just not going to get it. It's new. They are going to try to get back their money, and so you're not going to be able to get it, even if it's similar itineraries to older ships. So then it goes back to the thing: is it the ship that you want, or is it the itinerary? Is the ship the vacation for you, or is it the itinerary that you really want? And so therefore, it goes back and forth of really what you really would cater to. I think that the new ship smell is very nice, but I would depend on the cost, not worth breaking the bank. Okay. And so yeah, I love new ships as well, but even in that, there comes a point where it's like, okay, how much am I willing to spend for the new ship? And even for example, I was looking at Norwegian Luna, and I was looking at Norwegian Luna, and I was just like, between either the price, and I don't mind staying in a solo cabin on Norwegian. So between the price and maybe the time in terms of the days, in terms of all of the things that I have coming on next year, I just wasn't willing to make the sacrifice, knowing that just went on Aqua this year, and I know that the changes are going to be minimal. The change between Aqua, and because it's a Prima class ship, The change between the Prima class ship and the Prima class ship, I saw the difference in terms of the spacing, in terms of it was bigger, in terms of they're having new restaurants there, a new restaurant on the ship, the aqua slider, the area with the whole sports area. It was really different. I can see the difference when it comes to subtle changes. Like to me, it's like okay, I can't make it, but maybe I'll pass on it because maybe then by the time they get to the third one, they really make even more changes to it. So then I'm like, okay, maybe I can experience the change by going on that ship instead of maybe just the next one after. And so that's how I thought about it. Are they doing anything different with Legend of the Seas? I'm not sure about Legend of the Seas. I haven't seen any of the specs. I don't know if it's going to be bigger because based upon the information, Star of the Seas and Icon is really similar in size, right? In terms of the amount of passengers it holds. They did change some things up, but in terms of the feet length itself, it's the same. So I'm not sure yet. We haven't had a lot of information more than the fact of when it is going to come out. Are you looking to do Legend of the Seas, Big Murph? Are you hooked on Royal? I want to know because I have a coworker. He is hooked on Royal. He is hooked on Royal. He just won't try anything else. He went on one cruise and everything else is Royal. I would, but not right away. I am not paying. Okay, so if you got a deal, then would you? So if you got a deal of some kind, then you would go, right, Yolo? You're not going to pay for the price with it being that high. For example, I'm like Wonder of the Seas was a ship that was considered the biggest in the world just a few years ago. And now that ship is doing 4-day sailings. The price of that when that came out was astronomical. Now, that same ship, just a few years older, which some people, I think Yolo said that's her favorite ship, just a few years older, may do the same itinerary as some of these other bigger, newer ships is more affordable. Even a friend of mine, she sent me something where I think it was for next month that the deals for Wonder of the Sea was crazy. And so it's like, so I may be, so if you go on that, you know it's a big ship. It's still an Oasis class. It may not be the newest ship, but would you kind of feel robbed because of the fact that it's not the newest ship as a consumer? Or would you just be, or I feel like as a consumer, I have gone on older ships, I have gone on newer ships, and it's really about the experience and when I'm going to. Simple as that. I have gone on the new ships. Like I've gone on Celebration. I can't remember if I went on it right when it came out. But I've gone on Aqua when it was new, when it just like the second or third sailing. So I've gone on new ships. At the same time, when it comes to if I'm going on these new ships, but I was like, I could have good time on the Glory, right? I could have fun on Conquest, right? And we took Conquest to Celebration Key with the. I mean, I know we want to be on there to get that content. Rockwell and all of us, we did Conquest, and I had a good time on Conquest. It's the second time I've been on Conquest, but I had a good time. And so at the end of the day, I feel like it's the experience. And if I have a chance to go on a new ship and the rate is good, I will, if I have an opportunity to do a preview, of course I can't pass that up. But as a consumer, then our monies are tight, our vacation time is limited at times. And so therefore we have to kind of make some different choices at different times to see what we're going to do and if it makes any sense. Just said, I really like the idea of working my way through the cruise line ship classes. So, not willing to pay big money for the newest ship while still exploring lower class ships, different itineraries. Okay. I have not see even though I've been on Carnival, I have not gone on every class of ship, but I've explored the different class of ships, and some of them you can really tell the difference. And so, as you're exploring, Keisha, is there a class of ship that you really like? Like, for example, Carnival. I know people say like for my first Royal, I had to do an Oasis class, right? I had to. Just don't try nothing else. Which I would have been fine to try something else, but I got a good deal, so I'm gonna try an Oasis class. But they make it but my friend made it seem like It's almost like once you go Oasis class, you'll never go back. Now, do you feel that way? I know other people have done other classes of Royal. Do you feel like Oasis is because I wanted to? I feel like I want to try Quantum class as well for Royal in the future. Do you feel like one class is superior, or can you appreciate? I haven't done Royal, so I'm not sure. Um, do you feel like Oasis is the top class, don't try anything else, or do you are you like, Oasis is good, but Spectrum is really good in what it does? Because I can appreciate for Carnival Vista class, I can appreciate um the Venezia, whatever, the Italian style class. I could appreciate the Excel class ships. I don't. I'm just not. I mean, you may have your favorite ship, yes, but I can kind of appreciate more than one just class. So does somebody have a favorite class and they'll only do one class and nothing else will do for you? Let me know in the comments. You can get great rates on Wanda now, especially the short. Yes, exactly. My friend showed me something really reasonable. Like, well, it was for September, and I was like, I can't do September. But it was really reasonable, and it would have been just for me. And she showed it to me, said that, oh man, this is really good rates. And I thought she would have jumped on it, but she couldn't jump on it either. And so, if you want to try at the one time the biggest in the world, Wonder of the Seas. Try it out for yourself. 4 day sailings. You don't even have to do a 7 day. Do a 4 day sailing, and then you'll be able to try something out for yourself. Royal did their big thing. I must say, right now, Royal got me. You hooked, just like my coworker. I am booked on Celebrity Reflection in March and doing Virgin Reviews for my birthday in May 2026. Okay, so you're okay. So even though you're hooked, you're still willing to expand and open up yourself to other cruise lines. That's cool. You're saying here, Dave Bill. We're saying hi. Yep, one there's a great ship. It is still my favorite Oasis to date. Okay, so YOLO, is that your favorite class of ship though, Oasis? Have you done anything more than Oasis? Chris says, I like how Carnival now has a big ship with shorter cruises. Yes, so they're doing that with Mardi Gras, if I'm not mistaken. So they're doing so now. I don't know who follows after each other because one of the seas is doing short cruises with the 4 day, and now Mardi Gras is going to do the 4 day cruises. And so I love that for the industry because of the fact that now it gives people a chance who may have not been on one of these big ships to now try a shorter cruise. And because it's an older ship, you're maybe just like Wonder of the Seas, maybe you'll be able to get some really good deals on some of these Carnival ships. So take advantage of some of these deals now as these bigger ships are going to shorter cruises. Just take advantage of it. I'm just waiting for something to come to New York though, because things are leaving New York more than they're coming to New York. Like even Venetia was supposed to be from New York year round. They changed and started coming to Florida. MSC Meraviglia is leaving and going to Florida next year. So there's a lot of cruise lines. Disney was in New York and left and never came back. So there's a lot of cruise line that's kind of just like leaving New York. The only one that's really is consistent year round seems to be Norwegian, right? And they will alternate different ships. Where they've Aqua there, Prima there, Getaway, and so they'll alternate. So I'm just hoping that one day we could kind of just get a regular ship. That's us. We're saying hi to each other. I want to go on an old carnival, Elation maybe. Elation, okay. Is Elation out of Jacksonville, Bill? I think is that the one that's out of Jacksonville? I can't remember what class that is. Um, hey Key, happy Monday. Thanks for coming through. We're saying hi to each other. Oh, I forgot. I am booked on MH Cruise on Carnival in July next year too. Where's that cruise going to? Which carnival ship is that? I know that Rockwell has a lot of group cruises coming up. We leave on Carnival Paradise in 3 weeks. It's so old. There's no specialty restaurant. Can't wait. Laugh out loud. I've been on Paradise. I've been on Paradise twice, and the first time to me, Paradise. I don't hear anything about them doing a revamp and trying to add any restaurant. Maybe it's just so small that they don't even have the space to do it. But I've been on Paradise twice, and The first time I've been on there, I was kind of like starving at night though, because it was really I don't remember a deli being there because I felt like the only thing that was open was the pizza at the time, unless the deli was there, but it was closed. They keep on going back and forth with the deli hours. I know the deli hours was really late at one time, then they moved it back, and then now they have this midnight kind of buffet, and so yeah, just no, and the lines for that pizza was long. There's nothing else. But I like the ship though. I mean, the I can't remember. I took Paradise if I'm not mistaken when we could still go to Cuba. So I took it then, and I took it another time also with my sister as like a quick weekend trip. So had a good time. We're saying hi to each other. Hit that like button. Thank you, Chris. I try to make up for lost time. Get make up for lost time. Hold up. Are you Big Murph? I just made that connection. Yes, Big Murph. Yes. Saying hi to each other. Hard to connect with YouTube allies and real people. No favorite yet, still exploring, but looking forward to trying outside of Carnival. Yeah, why not? Why not? No, all classes are good. We love the classes with the glass elevators and the great grand atrium. Okay. You love Celebration, Big Murph. Okay. Celebration. Oh, Carnival Celebration? I like Celebration. I told you that's my favorite ship. Yeah, I'll be shocked to meet you just like I was with POTG to be. I am definitely looking forward to it. And so we're talking about the cruise. Is that got to be Carnival Celebration? No, no. My favorite class is Icon, Oasis, Quantum, then Voyager. Okay, Quantum. So you do like Quantum as well. I want to try it. Radiance is my least favorite class, and then Vision. I think Radiance and Vision are the smallest of the classes, right? So I wonder because they were talking about maybe doing smaller ships. I wonder if when they bring with the smaller ships, they will try to get rid of those ships, Radiance and Division. When we did Paradise, it was so old it didn't even have a guy's burger. Wow. But I hear they've added, yeah, I think when it was like Carnival Fun 2.0, and where they kind of like added Guy's Burger and Blue Iguana on all the ships. Wow, that's crazy. Yes, Elation is out of Jacksonville and it is fantasy class ship saying, oh, fantasy class. I went to Cuba on RCL's oldest and smallest ember. She's no longer. Yeah, I went to Cuba on, I think it was Paradise, and that was before the channel. Oh my gosh, I don't have that footage. I went there before I started the channel, so I don't even have that footage. Probably just have a picture here or there. I don't even know if I have any videos or where I could find any videos from that. It's crazy. We saying hi to each other. Um, so I think common consensus is, like as a consumer, we're gonna try to we're really gonna try to make some kind of real resolution when it comes to what it looks like in terms of our bank account. I know we would love to be able to go on every big new ship we can if the price is right, but sometimes it's just not feasible. I did Paradise and it had a guy's burger. I think the last time I did it, it had a guy's burger. I'm in love. I'd love to visit Cuba. I was actually born. What? Really? Wow. There's a story there. I would love to know more about that. Army, or you just visiting and it just happened? Wow. I loved Cuba, by the way. Some things about Cuba. But it got to get me to know about how the communism works, and went to Havana and all the beautiful cars and things of that nature. And then I went to Hemingway House, so that was on like another side of the island. So then I went to some place that we had to eat, and then I was able to play the bongos. It was a whole experience that is not on my channel. I need to get to capture it, but I my family before Trump outlawed it, we were able to go, and so we just made it. I think it was either April or May of that year, and then boom, anybody else after that could not go, and so we just was able to make it there, and I'm glad that I had that experience. It was before the shutdown, way before I even thought about YouTube, way before. As I've been to places and I don't even have any content on it. My favorite class is between Icon class on Royal and Edge class on Celebrity. I have to do an Edge class. Just reading up on Edge class. Um, Edge is not going to be my first celebrity, but I would love to do an Edge class. Maybe a short one if I could. I know I don't think I could. I don't see any 3 day ones, but I wouldn't mind doing a short one just to trying it out. And I know Key that I think you said your favorite is Ascent, right? If I'm not mistaken. Um, that Edge class got a hold on me. That Edge class, yes, it looks beautiful. I would love my. Oh, that makes sense. My dad was Navy and stationed there for years. Wow. Okay. I think you could still. I think I think you can still fly there. Just no cruises. So you can still fly there. I'm not sure you have to say the reason why you're flying. There. Educational purposes. I think that's when people were flying there before. They were saying stuff like educational purposes or what have you. And so I think there's a way around it, even though you can't cruise there, to still fly there. So maybe just something short. I don't think you need like a long time in because the island itself, I feel like they said like it was like one major road through the island. When it comes to the scenery, it's not really kind of like, it's a lot, the trees more or less look the same, if that makes sense. And I don't remember it being like a lot of hills and mountains or all that stuff to be like, wow, this is so beautiful. But I think Havana is like the mainstay. That Havana is really like, the place to go see it. And so I think, yeah. And then I had a friend. He went there. He stayed in the Airbnb, and he had like one of the locals take him around, and then having a local take him around, he was able to get things at a better price than just going by himself. And so he had a blast. So I think it's definitely a place that you should go see. Yes, Edge class is amazing. I want to try Reflection and Summit next. Okay, I've never done. I would love to see, because what I want to do is, this is my aim. I want to go through the major cruise lines and then try to go through their premium classes. Not so much, not so much their luxury class lines, but their premium class lines. So therefore, Carnival's premium is Holland, Princess, which I've been on. Cunard, I think, is considered luxury. But then we have Royal, which would be their premium line would be Celebrity, but then their luxury is Silver Seas, which no, I don't want to. And then Carnival's luxury is Seabourn, which no, I saw some of the prices. Let me stay with the premium first. Let me get through the premium, and then I'll see if I can get to the luxury. So I want to try at least with and so I think and then for Norwegian, their premium is Oceana, which I wouldn't mind trying their premium. MSC doesn't really have a premium land because they skip right over to Explorer journeys. So I wouldn't mind trying something with Oceana Cruises, to be Norwegian's premium line. So I wouldn't mind that. So I'm trying to see if I can do something where I do, you know, all the cruise lines, at least one cruise, and then at least one cruise for the premium lines. So it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Yes, Paul, Accent is my favorite. Yes, I see. I watch the vlogs. I know Accent is your favorite Edge class, the favorite X class ship. I was trying to fit into this year, but I'm out of PTO. Oh man, it's filling up fast. Okay, I want to go on a luxury line in Europe and river cruising. River cruising. I wanted to. They don't have it out now, so I don't know. I know a lot of people do know, but Celebrity is going to start river cruising, and but I was trying to look. They don't have any information out yet in terms of pricing. I was trying to see if they had anything when I was looking, but there's nothing right now. So can so river cruising is not cheap at all. So if you look at some of the lines that like Virgin, not Virgin, Viking does has their large ships, but they also do river cruising as well. I can't remember the other name. That's Ama Waterways is another one that's known for river cruising, and so you have cruise lines like this, these lines like that has that does river cruising, but they're not cheap at all. And so my thing is if celebrity can come into the market and make it somewhat affordable, they may be able to capture a lot of that market if they can make it a little bit affordable. And so let me see. Um, do river cruises have casinos? I don't know. I've never looked into it because they're very small. That's the thing. They're small ships. I don't know all of the amenities for all of them because I haven't looked into Viking, Ama in terms of all of the amenities. Info will be out next week. Oh, next week. Okay. Priority access is a refundable $500 deposit. Okay. Wow. Okay. So info will be out next week. Thank you, Rockwell. So because I looked on the website, I didn't see anything. So info will be out next week, and I'm curious if, as I said, if they can make it affordable and they'll capture the market, then I feel like they'll capture the market for individuals who want to do river cruising, but just cannot deal with that price. Some I looked at some prices, 14,000, things of that nature, 7-day cruises. Is would the experience be worth it? I'm sure it'd be worth it to see it, the beautiful, because I love sceneries. I love to be able to see nature, but at that price point, I don't think everybody can do that. And so, nope, not at all. You got to have your coins in order. You got to have it in order. So I'm hoping, I'm really hoping celebrity can make it a little bit more affordable. Thanks for the English. Yeah, thank you, Rockwell. I like we're not sure if they are releasing the itineraries next week, but the exclusive priority program will be up. I plan to post a part at Mar. Oh, thank you. Yes, I want to know more about it. I think we want to. Once the itineraries are released, anyone who paid deposit will get first dibs on the sailing. Oh, okay. Got you. So it's almost like you put the money in, but it's good that it's refundable. And so because once you see the prices, and if it's the prices is too much out of your ballpark, then you could say like, okay, give me that money back. I'll spend it on something else. I don't care about a casino on a river cruise. Oh, she doesn't. Yeah, I know, YOLO. We just kidding. Would be a bucket list cruise for sure. Okay, would be a bucket list cruise for sure. Okay, yes, I wouldn't mind a river cruise. I think it would be beautiful. Some of the things that they in these river cruises is almost comes like at the package when I was looking at some of the information. So they'll have like excursions already within the price. So they'll be like all inclusive within the price. Some of them, all of them is where I don't know. Some of the river cruises, like all of them is kind of like ocean view. So therefore, like every room, so there's no interior on some of them. All of them is ocean view. So can you imagine? So each person has an ocean view, and so I think that kind of jacks up the price. If you're going to say like it's all inclusive, there's excursions that's already kind of pre-made for you, and you can always decide I want to do something else, but it's included in the price. um all ocean view for some of the cruise lines and some of the cruise ships. And so therefore, and then you get to see these beautiful scene, elegant dining and really sophisticated dining as well. Not a lot of people on these ships. It's not going to be a big cruise ship, and so therefore, a lot of them has like 1-to-1 service. So or 2-to-1, so that you're going to be served well, so the customer service is going to be really great. The food is going to be thought of. It's the entertainment is not going to be, so don't think carnival at all. It's not going to be that type of. It's going to be more sophisticated, maybe jazz, maybe singing, just some of the things that I saw. And so this is not a turn up crowd. It's not a turn up kind of cruise, but it's really just to be able to enjoy nature and to be able to see the beauty. I don't care about a casino. Yeah, okay. Lifeboat Cruise was just on an Amaway River cruise and has posted a few things about her experience. Wow, that's beautiful. Yeah, Ama, right? Yep, saw that. I have to check that out. Okay, I have to definitely check that out, man. It's almost time. Oh, so we had okay. So we talked about okay. So first of all, I almost forgot to do this. Sorry, I dropped something. Sorry about that. I almost got to say that. So I'm doing a quick unboxing before we go. Sorry about that. So this is thank you for Carnival Cruise Addicts. So I got this shirt. I like this color, by the way. I have my shirt similar to this. You probably can't see it well in the video, but it's kind of like turquoises. I don't know if it's coming across more like blue or baby blue. So thank you so much, Carnival Cruise Addicts, for this shirt. And Legacia was was nice enough to send me this. This was really great. So unboxing without the box. And so I was looking, I was rushing from Celebration Key, and I wanted something like a magnet. I love magnets. I don't know about anybody else. I do shot glasses as a keepsake, and I do magnets, and I have a door that's metallic, and I just put magnets all over it. And so Hello Ocean Celebration Key. I had shirts from it from the but I was rushing. I was trying to get back to the ship, and I could not get a magnet. Couldn't find a magnet that I like. So I was like, thank you so much, Legacia, for that. And who's here? Scott. Scotty's here. How you doing, Scott? Thank you for coming through. It was a nice shirt. Yes. Thank you so much again, Liz. So last week, so we're gonna wrap this up, and I do have my calculator, by the way, because I know y'all try to mess with me about this calculator. Yolo says, I collect magnets and postcards when I find ones I like. Yes. So not postcards, but definitely the magnets and the shot glasses. I like the shot glasses because you could stack it on top of each other and it takes up less room. So I like that. Carolina blue. Okay, yeah. This is Carolina blue. I like it too. I love that color. So my favorite color is like baby blue, red, and red. So therefore, I like that. So last week we're gonna wrap it up with this. What do you look for in a pre-cruise hotel? So we went through different ones, and so we're gonna grade it, and then I have two more that we went to. So stars, we said stars. I need a 5-star hotel, a 4-star hotel. Out of five, we rated it as 3.75. The brand, I need to go to a Marriott, I need to go to a Hyatt or a Hilton for my pre-cruise hotel. That was very low. It was like a 1.71 for that. So it really doesn't matter. We're not loyal. So in these cruise streets, we are not loyal when it comes to pre-cruise hotels, when it comes to brand. Give me something else as a determinant factor. I'm not loyal. So the breakfast included, low out of five, 2.43. Some people don't care. You'll just eat on the ship, right? You just because some people love to get on the ship as early as possible. Get me on the ship. Put my bags down. Get me some food. Let me go by the pool. And so close to the port, breakfast included, 2.43. Close to the port, 4.13. 413. So therefore, out of five, not bad. And so people rather be close to the port, and I get it too, because I don't want to be far away from the port the morning that I'm going, right? I mean, 30, 40 minutes just because something a hotel may have been cheaper. So close to the port, 4.13. Shuttle from the airport. So our so a hotel that offers shuttle service from the airport. Out of five, that was 2.9. Shuttle to the port, that was out of five, that was 2.1. And so I think I said it last week, I've had an airport that offered shuttle service, but it was $15 per person. I was the only one there. And when I looked at the Uber, it was literally like $10. And so it was cheaper. And then I could go when I want instead of waiting on the van and have my own vehicle more or less to myself than having that. So my tip to you, especially if I was by myself, especially if you're going with a lot of people, just see how much an Uber and Lyft is, and is it more economical? If you have more people in the car, you're sharing the cost anyway, so it'd probably be more economical per person to do something like that anyway. So now, two more questions: restaurants and shopping near the hotel. Like, how important is it for you to have a restaurant? Like you getting late. Sometimes I get to the hotel before my cruise different times, and I get the different times. It could be, because sometimes I'm working during the day and then I'm going to fly out. And so I may get there and I'm like, sometimes I want to be able to be near. I don't want to have to do DoorDash or nothing, to be able to just kind of go across the street and grab something that I like to eat. And shopping, sometimes if I have the time, then I'll be able to go and shop. Sometimes if you have a mall, it'll have food in the mall anyway, so you have kind of like a twofer. So you have shopping. There's one time that I was at a hotel for whatever reason. I just needed to get another sweater. I don't know if it was like I felt like I did not have enough clothes or what have you. So restaurants and shopping near the hotel. So out of 1 to 5, what is everybody's thoughts about that? You want a hotel that when you go there, you don't have to worry about getting something to eat. If you're there the day before, you go across the street, get you a bite to eat. You good for the night. Maybe even a little bit of shopping. You get a little shopping in, especially if you've never been in an area before or been at or left out of a certain port before. So to have some shopping, maybe get some memorabilia of the area, whether it be Miami, LA, whatever it is. Out of a 1 to 5, how much is that important? So give me some ratings, people. I like a hotel that has a bar and a restaurant. Okay, so we're gonna just combine this. I'm gonna combine these two because the next question I was gonna do a restaurant in the hotel. So let's combine it: restaurant and shopping near the hotel, and a restaurant in the hotel. So either or, whether it's in the hotel, and because shopping to me also means, you know what shopping to me also means? Sometimes I like to have a good CVS or Walgreens nearby. I just in case I want something or need something. If I want a snack, right? If I feel like I want a snack, I want to get me some snacks to be able to have to tie me over. I like to be able to be able to walk to a Walgreens, a CVS, or some type of pharmacy store, even if it's a 7-Eleven, and get me some snacks. I prefer a hotel also near a restaurant. And it doesn't have to be nothing. If I just want something to eat, just make sure I'm not starving before the next day. It could be McDonald's, Wendy's, but something I know. The better the quality, the better the quality of the restaurant, the better for me. And especially if there's a restaurant that's great inside the hotel, so plus for me, especially if it's a great restaurant. I always look at reviews. Not only I do look at the reviews for the hotels, but if there's a restaurant in the hotel, I look at the reviews and see what people are saying. If the restaurant is so-so, then to be able to have restaurants in the area. So I think it's really high for me. I myself would probably do like a 4.5 out of 5. I really look for even the next cruise I'm looking at. I am really looking at, okay, how far is it from the port? What's in the area, what is there to eat. Like, so I'm looking at all these different things when it comes to that. And so we say bar. Okay, so what's the rating? So 5, we got so I got 5, 4.5. Liz is saying 5. I am only there early. There early. If I am there early, 4. Okay, we got it. Definitely prefer restaurant or shopping in or within close proximity to yeah, me too. So what is your rating, Keisha? Out of 5? Oh, she said 4.5. If my flight is late, 1. Of course. So if your flight is late, it don't matter. You probably just gonna crash and go right to bed. But if you're on time, 4.4. Well, you said 4. Keisha, 4.5. I agree. 4.5. That's the same thing. My rating. Okay. And this is nothing to book your next spring vacation. Email me. Anybody else has a rating? Give me a rating out of 5 before I book. And in the meantime, hashtag PMB if you have dropped a video in the last week. So what did I drop? I dropped. So I'm finishing up my series for Carnival. Carnival. I'm finishing up my series for Sky Princess. I just dropped a video dealing with Stavanger, beautiful port. This week I am going to drop a video with regards to also a restaurant review, and I'm coming out 2 videos this week. I'm coming out with my ship tour. And so I'm coming out with my ship tour of Sky Princess, and I think that may be it. Probably just drop tons of shorts before I go on to the next thing that I'm going to drop. So if you had a video out, just put it on, just hashtag PMB, so that we can see that you are here. Is it working? Because I saw YOLO did it. Um, so let's see. Anybody else has a rating? So Yolo had a video out. It was on London. I loved it. She gave me so much tips. So 4.33. Okay. Well, Scott, really 4.33. Um Oh, it was, thank you so much, Yolo. It was so beautiful. Yola has a great vlog of her trip to London. It was great. It was great. Oh, it is working? Okay, great. Oh, this is it right here. Okay. And so anybody else has, I know I think Liz has some stuff too, or was that members only? Yakety yak. Liz has some stuff. Drop your hashtag. So I'm gonna rate this now. Scott with his 4.33. So 4.46. So what is the highest of them all? So it seems like out of all of the ratings, maybe YOLO, and the food was sophisticated. It was not. It wasn't like no shabby restaurant. That restaurant was great. And so out of all of the ratings, 4.46. So it looks like one of the key determining out of everything is restaurants and shopping near a hotel. So pre-cruise hotel, that's important. So travel agents is something to kind of like take into account. So shopping, restaurant in the hotel or restaurant near the hotel, and shopping around the hotel. And then after that comes in second place, close to the port. So close to the port is second place, and third place would be the stars. So the stars, in terms of, you look at the reviews and you see what the quality of the hotel is. Yes, and thirsty, some nice drinks there. I always said, I think, do you have something coming up with event yours, YOLO? Because I think y'all would have a great video just talking about drinks and the quality of the drinks. The way she describes drinks, both of them, Tanya, is ridiculous. It just makes it sound like, oh my gosh, that sounds so delicious, right? Bar is first, Paul. You didn't let us vote on it. The bar, oh, I didn't put the bar. Bar, restaurant, that is all included in all of it. And so thank you so much for coming. That's my hour. Thank you so much for coming to see me for one more week. I'm glad we had this conversation. Share this live. We talk about so many different things. Share it also to people who may want to know more about Star of the Seas, or maybe want to know about our ideas when it comes to pre-cruise hotels, and maybe what to look for in terms of pre-cruise hotels. Because this was eye-opening to me as well. Based upon your information, just in terms of what people are looking for or what people would prefer, based upon what I know what I would prefer, but it's kind of good to hear also other people's comments. So thank you so much for coming on to the live. I won't be on live next year. Next week is going to be Labor Day. So have a great Labor Day, and I will see you on the week after. I have some great news I want to tell everybody about when you come back on the 8th, and I have a surprise guest talking for an hour. I have a surprise guest coming, and we're going to talk on the 8th. So I have great news to announce: a surprise guest on the 8th. Come back on the 8th. I see you, Carlene. Thank you for coming through. Happy Monday. Hope everything is well with you. And until next time, I am out. Happy travels. Thanks again, everybody. Have a great week. Until next time, happy travels.